Today we're going to be solving systems of linear inequality word problems. So we're just going to be doing two things here. We're going to define the variables that are in the situation, and then we're going to write a system of inequalities for the situation. We do not need to solve this system at all. We're just going to do those two things. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. Here's our first one. Suppose you want to fence a rectangular plot. You want the length of the garden to be at least 50 feet and the perimeter to be no more than 140 feet. Write a system of inequalities to model this situation. So we're looking here, and it tells us that we have a rectangular plot. So I'm going to draw that rectangular plot. We don't really know exactly what it looks like other than this. So our variables, we have, you want the length of the garden to be at least 50 feet, so that's going to be important. And then perimeter to be no more than 140 feet. Well, perimeter, what two variables happen with perimeter? We have length, which they gave us, so I'm going to use L for length, and width, okay? So our variables, I'm going to use W equals width and L equals length. And you can choose whatever variables you want. Okay, but using those two, we're going to write our inequalities. It says that you want the length of the garden to be at least 50 feet. So the length is going to be L. We want to be at least 50 feet. So we want that to be greater than or equal to, because we can have exactly 50 feet or we can have more than 50 feet. Now, you can choose to use W and L. If you don't like using those things, you can use X and Y or whatever variables you want, okay? The other piece we have here is that the perimeter will be no more than 140 feet. Perimeter, what does that mean? So perimeter is where we're going to add all the different sides together. So we're not exactly sure what these are, except this is the width and these are the lengths. So to find perimeter, we're going to add all four of those together. That means we would have 2L plus 2W's, and we know it needs to be 140 on the other side. No more than, we need to know, can we have more than 140, exactly 140, or less than 140? So we want our perimeter to be less than or equal to, because we want it to be no more than 140 feet. So that's your inequality, your system of inequalities. We don't need to do anything else other than that. Okay. The other question we're going to look at says this. Suppose you need $2.40 in postage to mail a package to a friend. You have 9 stamps, some 20-cent stamps and some 34-cent stamps. Write a system of inequalities to model the situation. All right, so we need to define our variables. What two different things do we have? Well, they talk about 20-cent stamps and 34-cent stamps. So those are going to be our two variables. So we'll say X equals number of 20-cent stamps and Y equals number of 34-cent stamps. All right, so you need $2.40 in postage. Some of them are going to be 20 cents. So we're going to take our 20-cent stamps times 20 cents times the number of 20-cent stamps that we have. And we're going to add to that the 34 cents times the number of 34-cent stamps that we have. And we have 240. That's our total. So do we need more than that, less than that, or exactly that? And remember, we can have more than one of those things. So you need $2.40 in stamps, but we're not exactly sure that we can get exactly $2.40 with this. So we need our postage to be more than that, or it could be exactly $2.40, but we can't mail this package if we have less than $2.40 worth of postage on that. The other one we have to use, so we use that $2.40. The other thing we have to notice is that we have 9 stamps in total. We have no idea how many of those are 20-cent stamps or how many of them are 34-cent stamps. So we're going to take X plus Y, the number of 20-cent stamps and the number of 34-cent stamps. We're going to add those together. We know we need to have 9 there. And we need to figure out, can we use less than 9, exactly 9, or more than 9 stamps. If we only have 9 stamps, can we use 10? We don't have enough for that. So we need to use less than 9. Can we use all 9 of them if we wanted? Absolutely. And so then there would be our system. So for these, you are just going to be writing what the variables stand for and then writing the system of inequalities that matches that system.